Hi folks, I'm Steve Judd, I'm an astrologer, and this is my global forecast for the month of May 2010. Ever since I've been doing these forecasts, I've been building up to this time. And those of you who've been reading my blogs over the years, decades in some cases, know that since the late 1980s I've been fingering the summer of 2010 as the most critical time of human evolution that there's been in our history. And now here we are, we're at the start of it. And the more we get into May 2010, the more we're going to see evidence of such permanent change that the world's never going to be the same again. Now there's three ways I'm going to look at this. Firstly, I want to talk about the astrology of what all this is happening. We have a situation with Pluto at the start of Capricorn. Okay, that's been there a couple of years, it'll be there another couple. We also have Uranus at the end of Pisces, start of Aries. The Uranus-Pluto square. This happens every 70 years. Last time it happened, we saw the rise of fascism, the rise of the right wing around the world, 1930 to 33. What's different to that time compared to now is that now we have Saturn opposite Uranus and Saturn square Pluto. Saturn brings order, structure, form. Uranus brings chaos, disruption, destructure. So this can either be chaos versus order, or it can be structure and surprise. And some of the old boundaries are they're either going to get brittle and they're going to shatter, or they're going to become more flexible, rubber and elastic. Still strong, still unbreakable, but much more flexible. And I suspect that's going to happen. This is producing some type of change in the permanent world economic and social order. And in years and decades to come, our children and our grandchildren will be taught in schools how the summer of 2010 changed everything. And this is not going to be a change that's going to be caused by leaders or inventions or elections. It's going to be caused by individuals in their local communities and in their national communities saying to the world at large, through whatever media they have, that actually I'm fed up. And we want change that's not just spin, but we want change that's real and substance. So change is going to become more and more of a buzzword as we get into May of this year. And at the end of May, we also suddenly everything escalates. In the last 10 days of May, last 15 days of May, Jupiter joins with Uranus. And something like this hasn't happened for thousands of years, not astrologically, not to this degree of accuracy. And this is the start, and almost inevitably there will be some type of significant major development at the end of May which will change a lot of people's perceptions of how the world works. And this is not likely to be an event that is political, economic, financial, sport. It is more likely to be something to do with more of a natural world, possibly seismological, quite possibly seismological, but also something innovative, something new, something that we've never seen before. Something new is coming out. There's an emergence coming at the end of this month, and then we're going to see 2 or 3 months of concentrated reaction to this. And as we get into August, we're going to see sides being taken, lines being drawn, and by the end of August there's going to be resolution. And this is a short-term period, folks, but we're heading into it now. And it doesn't help, but at the start of May, for 2 weeks, we've got Mercury retrograde. So there's not going to be any clear understanding, and whichever... I'm on camera, so I'm not going to swear. Whichever pillock thought of running a British general election on a Mercury retrograde, obviously they don't have astrologers working for them. There's not going to be clarity until mid-May, until at least the 12th of May. And we won't see evidence of how things are going to even begin to work out until the end of May. But at the end of May, things are going to get very fast indeed. Now, how's this going to manifest in terms of global events? I've already hinted at what I see as coming up at the end of May in terms of world-shattering developments, hopefully for the positive. I live in the UK. I'm a UK citizen, so I'm intimately involved in what's going on in this country at this time. And we have a unique situation that's never happened, or at least not in 100 years, where a third party is coming through, as opposed to the old two-party system. And there is a general election on a Mercury retrograde on May the 6th. And I'm recording this somewhere around the 23rd of April, 24th of April. So what you're about to get is my prediction for the British general election. Yesterday I put a chart up for the closure of the polls at 10 PM on May the 6th. And that chart shows such chaos, such disruption, that I've actually gone public in my blog a couple of days ago and said that the general election of May 2010 is going to necessitate a complete overhaul and a complete transformation of the British, not just political system, but also constitutional system. And I suspect that whilst there will not be a second general election, the horse trading that goes on will take a week to sort out. And we may well find ourselves in limbo in the UK during the second week of May. At the end of the day, we're not going to have a parliament like anything we've seen before. There's going to be something new coming out of this. And I think that the final outcome will be consensus. There will have to be consensus. Translate this into the global economic. I actually suspect that one of the offshoots of this is that correspondingly at the same time at the end of May, there is going to be a new approach to banking regulation, to economic regulation. Providing Obama stays alive, he's actually changing the way the American banks work, and this is going to happen in the UK and Europe as well. There is big change on the horizon, and there is the political will to do it, and there is the population will to do it. It's just going to take a push now. This is the birth pangs. We're entering into a 4-month period of birth pangs. So who is this going to affect? Who's the individuals this is going to affect? Well, primarily, I'm looking at those individuals born from 17th to the 21st of March, June, December and September. And particularly around the 9th of this month, those individuals may well find themselves getting a lot more buttons pushed. But these are the people who are going to be representative of what's really going on in the world. They're the people under the greatest pressure for change at the moment, and they are the people most in need of good quality astrological advice. Once we're into the middle of May, the period of the 16th to the 19th of May, we're going to have Venus in the sky squaring Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus. Venus from Gemini. So this again is going to be provoking those people born around the 17th to the 21st of those months. The other feature, the other people being affected, and this is a one-off, this is a rare one, are those Aquarians born around February the 11th to the 16th, and those Leos born around August the 19th to the 21st. Please, if you're one of these or one of your families, please be aware that on the 25th of this month, Mars in the sky is going to be opposite Neptune and Chiron, and this could actually bring quite a degree of volatility and impatience into their lives, so count to 10 time. But the overriding factor this month is the coming conjunction of Jupiter with Uranus at the very end of the month, and there is something big coming then. So, and it's going to lead to a whole new way of life for many of us, and I view this in the most positive of terms. So I'll end this by saying that I'm really anticipating something wonderful to happen. You'll find me at stevejudd.com and at birthdaymatcher.com. Have a hopeful month.